Alright, Shalom, Shalom. This is your brother Issachar coming back at you with another lesson. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, all honor and glory to YAHAWAH, Bahashem, Yahawah Bahashem, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the 144,000 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you. Alright, in today's lesson, we're going to go into how the Lord have left a remnant. Okay, going into the elect. Okay, going into the elect, going into the remnant of Israel. Alright, to show the elect out there that the Lord has cares for his elect. But also that not all Israel is going to make it when the Lord arrives. Romans chapter 11 verse 7. What then? Question mark. Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for. Listen up. But the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Okay? Alright, so let's go to this, let's see here. Let's get that, let's get the word obtained here. Alright, here, so let's get the definition for that, for the word obtain. Okay, because the elect obtained it and the rest were blinded. Okay, so right here is to obtain. The definition for obtain, right, is to pick up, gain, earn, achieve. Okay, reap. Let's see here. What else they got here? Acquire, gain. See, so the obtain means you're going to it says to get, because there it is right there. Okay, get. All right, because this is why the world can't get it. Because they try to say, well, how? It's the mystery. Remember 1 Corinthians. Behold, I show you a mystery. So right here, because obtain, the elect obtained it, but the rest were blinded. So right there. Okay, the very first word is get, because this is why the 2/3 can't get it. Okay, this is exactly why the apostles say, if a nigga can't get it, we're moving on. Because if you can't get it, remember, the Lord blinded you because the Lord don't want you. And we're reading it, okay? Romans 11 verse 7, okay? So right there. All right, perfect. Beautiful, obtain. Right there, get. Because this is why the 2/3 can't get it. Bam. Right there. Because they can't get it. But why? Because only the elect can get it. And the rest were blinded. Okay, and that word blinded is pretty straightforward, We don't really gotta break that down. All right, to let you know that the elect are in the elect are in the elect are can get it, but the rest are blinded. You see? All right. All right. Yeah. So it's a very serious ordeal. Yeah. It's yeah. The elect obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Right there. All right. So we're gonna continue on. All right. So we're back at the blue letter, and we're gonna go to we looked at that word remnant. Okay, the word remnant. All right, which is a small number. Okay, it's a small number amongst the children of Israel. Isaiah 1 verse 9. Except the Lord YAHAWAH, listen up, of hosts have left unto us a very small remnant. So very small, right? Okay, because the remnant is small compared to the rest of Israel. Because the Lord's not coming for all Israel. Except the Lord of hosts hath left unto us a very small remnant, which is the elect. Okay, remember, the 2/3 are going to be cut off and perish. We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. Right. You see? Okay, so, if the Lord, wouldn't have left the remnant, we would be through. Okay, if the Lord didn't send Yahawashi, all right, for that sacrifice, because he purchased the elect with his blood. All right, so it's very, very heavy, very, very heavy, very, very heavy. Because look at our people as a whole. Okay, we would be completely consumed. There we go. Isaiah chapter 10 verse 22. For though thy people Israel, listen up, for though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. Yeah, because there's a lot of Israelites out there in the world. Okay? There's a whole lot. You can't even count them. The Lord can count them. But I mean, there's a whole lot of Israelites out there. See, yet a remnant shall return, because not everybody. Okay? Remember, that's that very small number. Okay? Let's go back up to right here, Isaiah 1 and 9. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant. We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. See? So a very small remnant. For though thy people, Isaiah chapter 10 verse 22. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, because there's a lot of Israelites out there in this world, yet a remnant of them shall return. Right? Okay? So only a small number. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. See? All right. So yeah, because the elect are righteous. They're truly repenting, and they're truly returning to the Lord. Alright, so we're going to St. Matthew chapter 13 and verse 11. St. Matthew chapter 13 verse 11. And he answered and said unto them, okay, so this is YAHAWAH, okay, explaining unto his disciples. Okay. Let's go to 10 verse. Matthew 13 verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? Okay. Because this is why Apostle Tahar says, we speak in code, because it's parables, because it's not meant for everybody to get, like Apostle Gabar said, we gotta hide it, we gotta be Clark Kent, because we can't just, it's not for everybody, yeah. You see? Matthew, so this is YAHAWAH gonna tell them right now. So why does the Lord YAHAWAH speak to his disciples? Okay, and why does he speak in parables? Parables is like it's like riddles, riddles. Yeah, like you have to figure it out, See, because the Lord is not gonna just tell you straight, The Lord's very poetic, It's just what the Lord does. Okay. All right. The Lord is he's very poetic. All right. So you got to understand that. Yes. So remember, the Lord, he speaks in parables, but the elect, remember, Romans 11:7. The elect are gonna get it. Remember that word obtain. The first word. Okay. The first word for obtain was get. Right. Because the elect are gonna get it. Okay, you're gonna understand the riddle. Remember, behold, I show you a mystery. Remember 1 Corinthians chapter 15. All right. Remember, it's a mystery. It's not for everybody. All right. So these parables is in comparison to a riddle. Because a riddle, you have to stop and think about it. Like, wait a minute, you gotta figure it out. See, this is why the starting from the apostles on down, have to break down these scriptures to you. Okay. All right. Because you have because it has to be figured out. It has to be broken down to you, because it doesn't just say in the Bible, well, America is going to be plagued, America is going to go under martial law. No. Okay. There's a lot of it's mystery, you see. So this is why it has to be broken down, because it's like riddles. See. But the elect are going to obtain it. Remember, and the rest mean get it, right? Okay, and the rest are going to be blinded, the 2/3. Remember, because the Lord have only left us a remnant, a small remnant. See? Because the elect is only a small number compared to the rest of Israel. See, so this is another explanation to show you why the rest of our people cannot get it. Because it's literally given. Faith is given to you from the Lord. All right, remember, the Lord chooses you. You don't choose the Lord chooses you. Yeah. That's very heavy. Check it out. St. Matthew chapter 13 verse 11. He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you, okay, to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. Listen up. But to them it is not given. There it is. So to the elect. See? One more time. St. Matthew chapter 13 verse 11. He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you, the elect, to know the mysteries of the kingdom. But to them it is not given. There it is. Okay, so let's go into the to the elect. Okay. So right here, Isaiah chapter 42 verse 1. Behold my servant, whom I uphold, mine elect, and whom my soul delighteth. See, I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. See, so it's the spirit. Okay? You know, it's the spirit, because this is a spiritual thing. Remember, it's a spiritual thing. Because remember, the Lord is pouring the spirit of truth back on the earth. This is why all this stuff is starting to be brought out to the forefront of who the wicked are, who the Lord is, who's inside those spaceships. Okay? You know, because the Lord is pouring back his spirit of truth on the earth, but he's dealing with the elect. So by the prophets, the world is finding out exactly what's going on, because now all of a sudden, like Apostle Ramlab says, all of a sudden everybody's a prophet now, But that's the thing, a lot of people learn from the apostles, but they don't give no credit to them, You see, yeah. Okay. Woo. Yep. Isaiah chapter 45 verse 4. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, my elect. See? For Jacob, my servant's sake. Because we go back to were the 12 sons of Jacob, okay, the Israelites. And Israel, my elect. I have called thee by thy name. Right. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. See? Huh? So the Lord always, we once understood this, but we've forgotten, But the Lord is returning back unto us. Ooh. St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. Listen up. Except those days should be shortened. Okay, because right now this is why things are going fast. You might be like, damn man, time's going by fast, It's already we're almost in February, we're about to be in March already. The time is flying. You could even Google the earth is actually spinning faster than it ever was in history. Because the Lord is spinning it faster. The Lord is speeding up time for his elect. Because the Lord wants to come and get his elect ready and destroy the wicked. Yeah, and you can look that up for yourselves, The planet Earth is actually spinning faster than it ever was, ever. Because the Lord, he's actually speeding up time. This is why the Lord has our enemies with the AI race, okay, to bring in the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip, okay? And also this is why they have them, with that arms race, because this is why they're all building up their nuclear arsenal. Remember, because the Lord is having these devils speed up just so he can destroy them. Remember, our enemies are racing to their destruction. Yep. Remember, the Lord is doing that. Check it out. Right here. Say Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. See? And except those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. Right. Because, could you imagine without the Lord and the angels and his elect, there wouldn't be nothing left. Because from the heathens and Edomites of this world, you see how they talk, okay? They say that, they're creating AI, and, the AI is about to, the AI is going to, annihilate, all humanity, you see? So you see how these Edomites work, They're creating AI, even though it's gonna outsmart them and kill them. But they're like, so what? We're gonna be rich, so let's do it anyways. See? You're telling me this man's not a retard? See? So if the Lord didn't have shortened the days and didn't have the elect, okay, alright, this place would be completely through. If it wasn't for the Lord sending YAHAWAH, this place would be completely through. Check it out. Yeah, because look at, because look without the Lord, all right, look at what these heathens are doing to the planet. Look at what they're preparing to do. Okay, there would literally be nothing left. Yeah. St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. And except those days be shortened, There shall no flesh be saved. See? But, see? Because that's where it's headed. That's why people think, oh yeah, it's the end of the world and, we're all going to die. Like, it would be if there wasn't the elect. If the Lord didn't send his son, YAHAWAH. See? But the Lord exists. But you can see if, for those who are not spiritual, all right, yeah, that's what you can clearly see. That's why people say, oh yeah, there's going to be nobody left. Well, exactly, but you're not thinking about the Lord and the Lord, the angels, the elect. Okay, but that's all right. A lot of you don't think about that because it's not for you. But from what you can see with the naked eye, the physical realm, you can. That's why people are clearly saying that, hey, forget the government. We're fed up with this. They're willing to fight against their own government because they see what's going on. This is why they're talking about AI is going to destroy all humanity. Because remember, without them knowing the Lord, yeah, it is that way. Because that's where this place is headed. See. But remember, who's ruling right now? The Edomites and heathens. To show you that they do not know how to rule, because they are the wicked. The Edomites are the wicked. Okay. The heathens, they're just behaving wickedly, because they're following the ways of the so-called white man, who are the Edomites. See? Check it out. St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. Except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And that's what's happening right now. The Lord is speeding up time. Alright, so this we'll end it right here in St. Mark chapter 13, verse 27. And then shall he send his angels, because the Lord, YAHAWAH is going to send his angels in those spaceships, the so-called UFOs, and shall gather together his elect. See? Not all Israel, not everybody, only the elect. From the four winds, from the four corners of the earth, from the uttermost parts of the earth to the uttermost parts of heaven. So with that's it today on the remnant of Israel. So stay prayed up. Lord willing, this was helpful to those of you that are coming into the faith, those of you that are learning, and just know that the Lord has care for his elect. You guys go read that. Go read Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and verse 9. Okay, the Lord hath care for his elect. So with that, on your feet, soldier. Until next time, Shalom.